Hello YouTube, I'm Neon. The talk I'm going to be having today with you beautiful people is going to be the most important talk that I've had to date. It's going to be about homelessness in the USA and some of the pitfalls that I've seen to helping to helping women and men who are homeless, but rather, more importantly, pitfalls that prevent charities, prevent people, individuals from soundly helping women and men who are homeless get back on their feet, get back to self-sufficiency, being able to take care of themselves and being autonomous. So the first error, let's say, that those of us who claim to want to help and soundly and humanely help women and men who are homeless get back on their feet, get to a state of autonomy and where they can take care of themselves financially and in every sense of the word, right? Socially, that they can get along with people, that they, mental health wise, everything. The first is that people are not willing to open their wallets to helping people who are homeless. Last year, I saw online that an article where Forbes magazine had published the new billionaires of this year, and that this year there are more billionaires in the US than there has ever been. And the number that they gave was 565 people who were worth $1 billion or more. And we know that if you take that to the opposite end, it's people who are worth tens of billions of dollars, worth over 50, maybe $60 billion. I always wonder and question myself, for those super billionaires who are deemed to be great and philanthropic and all of this stuff, and supposedly they give away billions, why do we still have people who are homeless? Los Angeles has a big homeless population. I live near MacArthur Park, and there are many people at this park and around this park who live in tents, who live on the street, who bathe in public, who may wash their clothes by hand in the fountain or in the little faucets there. The area which is now closed recently, it's a little building that has little restrooms in it, kind of like a beach might have, and then one side of this building has 4 sinks, kind of like restroom sinks. Sometimes people will bathe there, wash their clothes there. Sometimes they'll just do it in the fountain. I think to myself, if these people are giving away so much money, why do we have so many people that are still homeless? There have been claims that I ain't saying this is a true or this is a fact. I ain't said that, but there are people who are saying that people who are claiming to have or to give all of their money to homeless people, that they're just changing the nature of their money to a nonprofit, but it's still their money. They still control the money. They still control how the money's spent, and they're actually required to give a smaller percentage of that money to charitable causes than they would have to pay in taxes had they kept that money as corporate money. So there are people, and again, I haven't studied this. I'm not a brilliant person. I ain't got time to try to study all this stuff and figure out, is it true? Is it not? I don't know. But it's interesting that there are people who have made the claim that these people aren't really giving that much money. They've just changed the nature of their money, since they've got more money than most countries, so that they can pay they will have to pay less in taxes than what they actually have to give to charity. I don't know. But it is curious. Why is it that some people are deemed to be these great philanthropists who are giving away billions, and yet we still have a lot of people who are homeless? So the next big impediment to really helping people who are homeless is classism. Classism is certainly one of the most ubiquitous forms of bigotry and discrimination and prejudice that we have in this country and probably globally. It is the most socially acceptable form of bigotry. It's like, I drive a European car, I make hundreds of thousands every year. Why would I want to go to lunch with you? You work at McDonald's, you don't even have a vehicle. You couldn't afford to eat where I eat anyway. It's that idea. So with classism, unfortunately, people who are homeless are at the bottom of the scale. So they are deemed as the least worthy, the least valuable. Me as a person who right now, economically, I'm not the lowest class, which would probably be homeless. I'm one tiny step above that, which is I live on the system. I'm on SSI due to mental illness. And I, as a classist in recovery, looked down on and mistreated homeless people. If a homeless person came up and said, "Good morning, how are you?" I'd be like, "You don't exist." And I would just keep walking. I would say nothing. I would give him a dirty look. I mean, "I'm afraid of you. I'm scared of you. You don't exist." And I'll just keep walking. I had dated a guy who prior had been homeless, and he told me that if a person who is homeless approaches you and talks, they just want a connection to the outside world so that they know that that isn't their whole existence, being homeless. It wasn't until then that when people who were homeless approached me and wanted to chat, I would chat if I had the time. If I was in a rush, I would, "Hey, I'm in a rush, goodbye." Just like I would if anybody's trying to talk to me if I'm in a rush. If I'm on a timed jog, for example, I'm not going to be, I'm having a great, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But if I had the time, I would talk. And what I found was that the people who were homeless and who chatted to me, he told the truth. They were friendly. We had a coherent conversation. They didn't ask me for money, almost never. They just wanted to chat. I would say personally, my experience has been that if people who are homeless don't talk to me first, I do not tend to approach homeless people. That hasn't gone well. But for those who approach me, it's gone well. But that was my being a classist. Treating people like they don't even exist. You don't warrant a response. "Hi, how are you?" So classism says that you are not my equal. You don't deserve equal treatment. You don't deserve the same treatment that someone within my class deserves. As a result of that, when charities go out to help people who are homeless, they're unwilling to collaborate with people who are homeless. Their attitude is like, "I'm going to get you off the street and we're going to put you in housing, we're going to get you into drug treatment, we're going to get you therapy, we're going to treat a person who is homeless like they're an object." Why? Because that's classism. Classism says, "You're not my equal. You can't reason. Look, you're homeless. So why would I collaborate with you? Why would I take your input and then be willing to negotiate and compromise on both ends, even though the money's coming out of my pocket, out of my wallet?" We both compromise. We both see what's going to work. And I don't make any decision without taking everything you have to say, meaning people who are homeless, first, and then negotiating so that their success is their success. I become more of a catalyst. When I talk about we're going to get you into housing and all this stuff, as I said before, people are not willing to open their wallet. So the quality of housing for people who are homeless, now I've never been on the streets homeless, but I have lived in a homeless shelter. The quality of the housing is not good. The food, the experience, the one that I lived in, and this seems to typify a lot of homeless shelters, there were people who they lived in this homeless shelter, and as a condition of their parole or probation. And more than one person chose to go back to jail or prison rather than live there. That's how tough it was. I've never had a criminal background or anything, so, but it was tough. Because of classism, people who are homeless really aren't deemed worthy to help out. So it's not like there's housing available, housing that's decent, that's livable, that a person who's helping that person would want to live in themselves. They ain't trying to do that. These are some of the pitfalls. I've been long-winded. I know I talk a lot and I've been long-winded, but these are some of the pitfalls that charities and people who want to help homeless have. They don't collaborate with the homeless. They don't collaborate with people, women and men who are homeless. They don't see women and men who are homeless as their equal. They don't want to take input, again, collaborate with people who are homeless to figure out what is a plan that would work for them. Each person is an individual, and a plan of action that's going to help someone get on their feet is going to vary from person to person. Versus a one-size-fits-all, you're going to do this, and this. Boom. We ain't asked for your advice because you're not paying for it. Because we don't see people who are homeless as our equal, we do come up with a lot of harsh assumptions that are really baseless about people who are homeless. They're on drugs. They don't want to work. They just want to take advantage of the system. Most people who are homeless are not getting any money out of the system. They just want to take advantage of the system. They're criminals. These are all the things that classism calls us to assume about people who are homeless. So effectively helping someone back on their feet who's homeless is going to be difficult. To do it soundly is going to be difficult because we don't deem people who are homeless as worthy of collaborating with. Many of us, we're not even going to open our wallet. We have these classist, bigoted stereotypes that really make us justify not helping and basically stating they deserve to live on the street. So that's what I've deserved. I didn't mean that. I don't nobody deserve to be homeless, but that's what I've observed. That's what I have observed. That's what I have observed. That's what I'm saying. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, share, comment, commercials, recommend my video. Do one or more of those things. Thank you. Best wishes. Now we finna take our... Oh,